How am I supposed to play in VR now?
Oh, my child, did you just ask how you can play this in VR? Oh, well, it's easy. Just go to the link in the description. Download the files. Extract them into the game folder and you're able to play the game in VR. It's that simple.
Oh yeah, thanks for nothing, Father Dildo. I've only got one eye now. I've no depth perception.
Deaf who now?
Jesus.
VRified Games.
What's up, player? Yeah, living there talking here. Come to you live with Daigo on VRified Games. How we doing, Daigo?
Hey Ed, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm alright. So, what we doing today, my man?
Tormented souls, Ed.
Shit, homie, you're telling me. Ain't nobody's soul more tormented than my demented ass. Listening to yo waffling for 24/7.
Well, okay, you might be right. But actually I'm referring to a survival horror game, Tormented Souls.
A letter for me? I never receive letters.
Oh man, yeah, that new Resident Evil clone. But hang on, that's like third person and fixed camera angles. Huh?
Well, yeah, now there's a VR mod for it by Cybensys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, so it's, you still got the fixed camera angles, right? And you're looking down on yourself like an asshole meteoric kind of view?
No, it's full-blown... He's basically prey-dogged this. He's gone first-person, full motion controls, inverse kinematics, for your torso, for your hands, for your legs.
It's been 2 weeks since I received that letter from the Wildberger Hospital. Since then, I haven't been fine. I can't get out of my head the image of those little girls. I can't sleep. And when I am able to fall asleep, it's only to dream horrible nightmares. I need to know what's going on. What's the meaning of all of this? I'm going to the Wildberger Hospital in hopes of finding some answers about this strange photo. I need to know what's going on.
It's something I didn't think actually possible, considering the source of the game was a third-person fixed-camera view type game. I never would have dreamed you could get this into VR, but he's done it through the magic of Unity modding. He has gone from a fixed third-person perspective to a honest-to-God first-person perspective. Your hands are tracked, you've got inverse kinematics, so you have a body that does move around and react to where you are in 3D space. Yeah, it's very impressive. Now, it's only a first release, and it is a little rough around the edges. Like, although it is a 6 degree of freedom kind of movement, you are still constrained. We're still constrained to where you are. So you can move around a little in 6 degrees of freedom, but how do you say? There's like a dead zone, like you can't go over a certain amount.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's some little nitpicks here and there with lighting and what have you, but I believe that's down to the game being originally engineered in a third-person kind of view, so they wouldn't have had to bake in the lighting as if it was in first person. But you do notice sometimes lighting, sometimes shadows, and even some objects culling in and out of view, and that's most likely down to the fact that they wouldn't have been viewed in third person anyway. So to save on resources, they were programmed in that way. But it is evident when you're in the mod. Now, it's only a small little nitpick, but there it is. Also, way at the beginning of the game, there is the sequence with the mirror, and just due to how a VR camera works, yeah, you're going to notice it straight away. It's very, very wonky, very, very crazy. It's only in that one sequence, it doesn't happen again. Another nitpick I have now, bear in mind, this was just the first release of the mod, so... It's early days and it is very, very impressive for what it is right now, but another nitpick that we do have is the menu system and how you interact with objects. Now, it's all been translated to motion controls and translated very, very well, but it's a bit finicky. It needs refinement for navigating menus and using items and such, okay? When you're playing in a flat screen, you know where you point the cursor, click, you're done. But in 3D space, the cursor doesn't always line up with where you are looking. In a 6 degree of freedom camera, you could be looking dead on at something, but the cursor is slightly off because it's based on a 2D plane rather than a 3D plane, and yeah, it's a hard one to explain, but you'll notice when you're playing it that it's a little bit finicky. Now, I'm sure that can be refined, it can be dialed in just right, but right now, it's a little bit finicky. And if you take a shot for every time I just said finicky, you're going to be pretty drunk by the end of this. But no, those are pretty much the nitpicks out of the way. Beyond that, it plays very, very, very well. It behaves just like a first-person VR game. It behaves exactly like it. The shooting mechanics are fantastic. Just be aware, it's not immediately obvious, but you do have to press the L trigger before you can shoot. You have to press and hold L, and then you're able to shoot your weapon. But it feels amazing. It feels really good. It's 6 degrees of freedom. You shoot exactly where you aim, and it feels really, really good. Which is amazing, because this is translated from tank controls. So if you remember Resident Evil's tank controls, where you stand in one spot, and you can just aim up or down, left or right, that's it. And it's a side-on view. That's now been translated to first person, 6 degrees of freedom, you aim where you shoot. It's fantastic, very, very well done. Absolutely fantastic. Now the game itself, Tormented Souls, is a Resident Evil clone. Dyed-in-the-wool Resident Evil clone. It's got all the tropes of survival horror, so you have your item management, you have clunky tank controls, which have been translated wonderfully into first-person VR controls. You've got the puzzles, you've got the mystery, and everything works really, really well, as you would expect in survival horror. So fans of old school survival horror games are going to be right at home with Tormented Souls. They're going to love it, guaranteed. And I gotta say, playing it in the new VR mode, I'm getting Prey Dog vibes, like absolutely. It plays like a Prey Dog mod. It really, really does. It's fantastic. Sybensis has done an amazing job here. It's only the first release. I know it's going to get better, but hot damn is it amazing as it is. Yeah, I'm always in awe at what modders can do, because guys, let's face it, AAA studios have pretty much abandoned VR. It's sad to say, but where are the AAA games? They're nowhere. And if it wasn't for modders modding VR into these AAA games, we'd have nothing to play. And here's another prime example of just how well a AAA game can work in VR. Now, mind you, it is an indie title, but it is very, 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 very polished for an indie title. Very, very polished. Fantastic game. Yeah, so I can't really say much more about it. Yeah, it's like any other survival horror game. You wake up in this weird place, you gotta figure out what the hell is going on, and you gotta get out of there. That is the premise and story of every survival horror game ever. It never gets old. It's dyed in the wool, and that's exactly what you get here with Tormented Souls. It's old school survival horror, but done amazingly well. You're gonna love it. Survival horror fans, you're gonna love it. Fans of Prey Dog's Resident Evil mods, you're also gonna love this, so yeah. Alright, we're going to leave it there, you guys. Like, comment and subscribe. If you have any thoughts, queries, any critiques, put them down below. If indeed there are any games you'd like us to look at VRifying ourselves, please do let us know, and we will presumably get back to you at some point in the future, maybe kinda, I don't know. Could happen. Yeah. VRified Games out.
Yeah. VRified Games. Out of third person and into first person. And how many persons are you in? You a slut, man. Shit.
Trabajamos audinos aradia itse.
What the hell is going on here?
My child, you are pale. What happened to you?
A person in a wheelchair with knives in his hands was chasing me.
Oh, it's you. Don't you remember me? I'm the town priest. We met here in the chapel only a couple of days ago.
What? I'm sorry. I don't remember you. I certainly don't remember coming here before.
I see. Perhaps I'm mistaken. I'm old and get confused every now and again.
What is going on here, Father? Where is everybody?
The patients and the hospital personnel have been transferred to the new hospital in town. This old mansion has been left pretty much abandoned.
Why are all the lights off? I don't like this.
I feel the same. Something evil is happening here. Something wicked that hides in the shadows.
Is there a way to turn on the lights?
The old generator has been playing up. It happens sometimes. Go to the end of the hall and through the door that leads to the generator room. You can restore the power from there.
I see. I'll do that.
Wait, take this with you. It's not much, but it might be useful. It's dangerous to walk around the mansion unarmed.
Thank you, Father, but what are you going to do without a weapon?
My child, with a Bible in my hand, God protects me.
Tormented.